Well, hey everyone, welcome back to the cabin. This is Q&A Sunday number 14. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get one of these out this week, but we're getting some rainy weather. I'm going to film this and get it edited, launch it to my channel, and set it live on Sunday morning. So let's get started. What do you do to cool the cabin in the summertime? Do you run a generator to have AC, etc., etc.? I've had a lot of questions like that. Well, believe it or not, the coldest time that the cabin ever is during the summer. It sounds funny, but in the wintertime, the wood stove's burning 24 hours a day. I like to keep the place nice and toasty. Believe it or not, the entire winter we slept with nothing more than a sheet. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, you bring the blanket up over, but aside from that, slept with a sheet, place was nice and toasty all winter long. But in the summertime, the wood stove's not burning. Up here on the mountain, it's quite a bit cooler than it is down below. It really cools down at night. There'll be a rare occasion when it's a hot, humid night and there's no air moving. Might be maybe very few uncomfortable nights, but it's a rare occasion. In fact, look how I'm dressed, And a lot of people were asking where I got this, okay? It's a very nice hoodie. It was a present, a gift from someone maybe a decade ago. I don't know where it came from, but it's really cozy. Yeah, so we don't run any AC at all. It's nice, crisp air, nighttime in the morning up here on the mountain. Absolutely love it. Why do you like the Kitchen Queen 380 more than the 480? Okay, lots of reasons. Besides, it's cute as hell. It's a cute little stove, and it's easier to move than that monster 480. But it's a great performer. The antique cook stoves had a small firebox, and I believe the reason why they had it that way is so it didn't take much to get the stove ready to cook. A kindling fire, you'd be boiling water in no time. With the 480, it had such an enormous firebox that if the firebox is this big and you only have this much fire in it, it doesn't heat up to bake. You got to really fill that firebox with fire to get the oven up to temp. I know they have the summer grate and all of that, but I don't use it in the summertime. So, at the homestead, we would use like 6.5 full cords of wood, okay? And I would always complain, like, my God, it took a lot of wood to get the oven up to temp. This thing's got a smaller firebox, but an adequate firebox, and it would hold a fire all night. Took a lot less work and a lot less wood and a lot less adjusting to get the oven up to 350. So really, I get more bang for my buck. Okay, it was just a fantastic performer. In this long winter that we just had, we burned about 3 cords of wood. Okay, that's fantastic. Like I said, we burned about 55% of the firewood that I put up, and I'm loving it. I love this stove. Yeah, if I ever build another place, I'm going to buy the same stove. Yeah. How many parcels of real estate do you own? I presently own 7, but I'm buying and selling right now. I've got a buyer lined up for another parcel of mine, but I'm working with his schedule. I'm going to accommodate him the best I can. Okay? We made an agreement, and when he gets all his ducks in a row, we'll do the transaction. I wish sellers would do that to me. But I'm buying one right now that I'm really anxious to share with you all. I'm really excited about it. I've been working on this deal for like 4 years, and it's finally coming through. So I'll be sharing that with you real soon. And another question that goes in line with that is, do you have any ponds or streams on your property? Well, I don't have any ponds on my property or streams at all, but there are underground springs popping up. I just found one the other day. really nice spring bubbling out of the ground.
Well, I'm walking along here, spruce forest, and I could hear some water running. And look, underground spring. Yeah. Cold water. Pretty cool. I'm going to keep an eye on this in the dead of summer, see if it's still trickling.
Yeah. So I'll make use of that at some point. Now, last year I did buy some lakefront property, but what it was I bought a 10-acre parcel and it had a deeded private beach. It has a private cove with a dock. But it's not, don't get it confused with like an association. It's nothing like that where I share it with hundreds of people. Okay? I know that when I was talking about it, people thought that it was 10 acres on the water. Well, yeah, I'm not a millionaire, so I can't do that. It's a beautiful 10-acre lot, and it has the deeded private cove with the dock, and I have a mooring for my boat. Fantastic. Which I haven't had time to use it just yet. Which actually goes in with another question that I get quite often, where people say, how do you keep from getting bored up there, especially in the winter? Well, people get bored when they don't have anything to do. I have so much to do, there's not enough hours in the day, okay? No, if I have some time that I can take for myself just to like kick back and do nothing, it's fantastic. So there's no time to get bored. No. If I have a few quiet hours for myself, maybe I'll do a meditation. But that's training the brain, fueling the noggin here, which does the body good. I'll talk about that more in the future. Okay. Do you follow any sports or listen to the radio or keep up with current events? No, no, and no. When I was a kid, I used to play hockey, and I was a goalie. Always played goalie. Loved it. Love the sport, still do, but I don't follow any sports. I never listen to the radio. Sometime if I'm doing a project like mudding walls or painting, painting the walls, I might listen to some music, but I never listen to the radio. I don't listen to the news. I don't follow any current events or anything like that because it's too mood altering. I know someone who gets up in the morning, the TV's on, and he listens to the news, and then he spouts off about all the crap that's going on in the world all day long. Forget about it. I'm not going to let all that crap that I have no control over ruin my day. Okay? So if something like 9/11 or a war is going on, well, I'm going to want to kind of keep up to date with it. But the general crap that gets thrown at you day in and day out, I don't want anything. I don't want to know about it. I don't want it altering my mood. That's pretty much why you rarely see me on Facebook anymore. Because if I sit down with a coffee, go to Facebook, people are sharing all the crap. There's some old man walking down the sidewalk with his groceries and some punk beats the snot out of him. Some guy on a motorcycle gets rear-ended, he goes flying up over the vehicle, lands in the intersection. The light turns green, and everybody's just going around the guy and nobody's helping him. Why do people share all of that crap? That's what gets shared. I don't want to see it. So I rarely go to Facebook now. So it's easier to be oblivious to it. When I was a kid, on our kitchen wall, there was a plaque that said, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Words to live by. Why should I listen to all of that crap that I can't change? Okay? And the wisdom to know the difference. Alrighty. Have you noticed any change in critter movement or populations due to tree death, either from logging or climate change, etc.? That's a pretty good question. The only thing I have noticed is those little birds that you've seen me talk about in my videos ever since I've been making videos, those little eastern phoebes that nest under the eave of the outhouse and always have all my life, and they're there every year, and they do 2 broods a year, are not here. I'm not even hearing any. That's bizarre. Whether that has anything to do with climate change or anything, I don't know. I don't believe it has anything to do with logging, because they don't nest in the trees. They're always nesting under the eave of a building. But they're not here. I'm not even hearing them. So that's a little bit weird. But aside from that, no, I think everything seems normal out here. So one more and I'm going to wrap it up. People saw the tire chains that I had on the Ranger in the winter times, and a lot of questions about those. What brand are they, etc., etc. What I bought was the Peerless V-Bar tire chains. What I had was the 4-link spacing. It worked very well. Fantastic chains. So glad I bought them. This mountain was covered with ice several times in the winter. I can't imagine where and how we would have ended up without them. But we crept that Ranger right up this mountain. No problem. Never slipped. Just fantastic. Yep. Very, very good investment. If you're going to be driving on ice, get the V-Bar chains. So whenever I talk about stuff, I put the link in the description down below. So just go to the description, click there. You'll see links about whatever I talk about, because everybody always wants to know all the specs and the price and where they can get them, all those things. So I just go down in the description below. You'll see the tire chains that I bought. So that is it for now, folks. Keep the questions coming. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and all the best to you, and God bless.
Frankie and the boss out walking in the woods, living life happy and free. Tracks in the snow everywhere they go. There's a pokey way up in that tree. A beaver built a pond where they have some fun, taking life a day at a time. Best friends until the end. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss.